Hey everyone, it's Michelle. Happy New Year. I hope 2024 has been treating you well so far. I would say in my case, it most definitely has. My husband and I did a weekend getaway to a mineral spa. There was a mineral swimming pool, a jacuzzi, a few saunas. The food was really good, and there were some tourist sites along the way. So overall, I've had a very lovely start to the new year. Now getting on to the topic at hand, my 2023 skincare favors, what I've reached for a lot throughout the year, what I've almost emptied, what I've already emptied, and what I want to share with you all that I think made an impact on my skin for the year of 2023. Starting off with cleansers, I do have 3 different kinds to share with you all. I really wanted to pick just one of these cleansers, but I had a really hard time because I like all of them, and although they do cleanse, that's their common denominator, I choose them for different reasons depending on how my skin is feeling. So let's start off with a classic product. I mentioned this back in, I want to say 2015, 2016. It's the Pond's Cold Cream Makeup Remover Refreshing Cleanser. This really saved my skin at the end of 2022 when I made a month-long visit to Canada. It was so dry there where I was staying. It did not have a humidifier, so I really had to push through for that month when it came to the really dry air. I could even feel my throat close up because of how dry the air was even outside. So I picked up the Pond's Cold Cream hoping it would perform as how I remember it. I would just apply a generous amount all over my face and neck, lightly massage my skin, take a damp face cloth, and then wipe my face. By then, I'm hoping that some of the moisture from the cold cream infused into my skin, while also the damp cloth helps to remove any dry patches that I got. Because trust me, I was peeling like a lizard and I did not want to just automatically go into chemical exfoliants or anything like that. I just wanted to gently buff away that dead skin and just add back some moisture. So the Pond's Cold Cream did just that. Now that I'm not in extremely cold and dry Canada, the air is still a bit dry, especially when we turn on the heat. So what I've been liking in this instance with the Pond's Cold Cream is applying this all over my face and neck before I hop into the shower or take a bath. That way there's not so much excess transepidermal water loss, because who doesn't like their shower so hot at this time of year? So that's what I've been using this for, or if I am wearing some pretty stubborn makeup such as mascara, I opened up a new tube of the Heroin Can Make mascara, which is pretty water resistant. Even micellar water doesn't really do a great job at removing it. So the Pond's Cold Cream helps to remove stubborn makeup such as that. Again, adds more moisture to my skin without congesting my skin, and it helps to loosen some of the dead skin on my face, so when I use a damp washcloth I could gently buff away that skin. The next cleanser I really liked for the year of 2023 is the Eucerin DermatoCLEAN Hyaluron Cleansing Milk. I originally purchased my first bottle at the end of 2023. I went through the whole thing, so this one is actually a repurchase. So not necessarily as thick as the Pond's Cold Cream. This is able to wash off more easily, but I still find it provides some moisture to my skin when I use it. I've also been able to use this on dry skin. So like the Pond's Cold Cream, I apply a generous layer all over my face and neck, take a damp washcloth and wipe my face. It performs very similarly. I would say the Pond's Cold Cream definitely leaves more of a moisturizing layer. And I actually forgot to mention what I really like about the Pond's Cold Cream is that this is a lovely one and done product. If I'm feeling super lazy with my skincare routine, I can just use this. I've already done that for the winter months and my skin's been completely fine. So definitely a good affordable go-to one and done product if you're interested in something like that. All right, back to the cleansing milk. So for the Eucerin DermatoCLEAN, I use it very similarly to the Pond's Cold Cream. I have tried using it in a way where I apply it on dry skin before hopping into the shower, but it washes off way more easily as expected. But if you want a cleansing milk that washes off easily while adds moisture to your skin, this did not congest my skin either. I thought this was great to use, especially during these dry winter months. that's when I tend to reach for this cleanser the most. The last cleanser I've been loving for the year of 2023 is a late addition to my skincare routine, but one that I've immediately come to appreciate. This was recommended to me by my mother-in-law. It is the Vichy Pureté Thermale Fresh Cleansing Gel for sensitive skin. She recommended this to me because it does the job at cleansing one's face, but does it gently and your skin does not feel overstripped. So when I picked this up, I was actually really happy with the marketing on the front because it says it removes impurities and pollution particles, reduces the discomfort caused by hard water. And I do live in a place that has hard water. When I looked at the ingredients list, it contains gentle surfactants and also glycerin. So it does add some light moisture to the skin, not something as rich as the Eucerin one or especially the Pond's cold cream, but light enough that when I was using this on my face, the foaming was really nice and gentle. And I noticed that if I did not apply any skincare right away after cleansing my face, my skin felt fine. I did not get that tight, squeaky clean feeling, and my skin felt very soft. Even when I was testing this cleanser out, I left my face completely bare after cleansing for around 10 minutes. When my husband saw my skin, he actually complimented it, saying it looked really nice and bright. He obviously gave me a kiss and he said my skin felt really smooth. So that's why this cleanser, even though I've been using it for not majority of the year of 2023, has made the skincare favorites list. I've also been using this cleanser for a good chunk of the winter so far, and I've not experienced any excessive drying because of it. I still like reaching for a milky cleanser in the morning, but if I do want to use a more gel type of cleanser, then I will reach for this. And again, have had no issues during these winter months. So like I said, even though I wanted to narrow it down to one cleanser, I've accepted the fact that I am someone that likes a variety of cleansers in my skincare routine. Cleansing is the first and arguably the most important step in one's skincare routine. I consider cleansing the first step of moisturizing, and as such, I must act accordingly depending on how my skin is feeling that morning or end of day in general. The next category for my skincare favorites of 2023 is an exfoliant. And this is one that I think I've been gatekeeping because I don't remember the last time I mentioned this on my channel, even though I have on and off had it in my skincare routine. It is the Charmzone Control Cream. Now you may be wondering, what the heck is this? I actually did feature this on my channel some time ago, again around 2015, 2016. I've used it on and off since, and when I went back to Canada to visit, I went to Pat Market. That's a Korean grocer that I like to frequent. They do have a beauty section, and that is where I picked this up for the second time. So this, think of it like what a peeling gel does in Korean skincare. It just gently buffs away dead skin. So that's pretty much what this does, except in a different method. It's actually a cream method. So what I do is apply this on clean skin, usually after toner, because this does leave a moisturizing layer after I rinse it off. I let it sit on my skin for around 10 minutes as recommended by the sales clerks at Pat Market. You feel kind of like a bubbling sensation on your face. That's how my friend best described it when I gave her a sample of this. There's some type of tingly, bubbly sensation, not in a stinging way, the tingly, more of like a ticklish way. So that's what happens. And then you'll notice a nice slippery layer on your skin. And that's the time when you start gently massaging your skin. Remember when there was this whole trend with the cleansing oil to like use a generous amount and then massage your skin to remove the grit? That's what this does, but in my opinion, a way gentler way without any negative side effects. When I tried it with a cleansing oil, I did get a reaction on my skin from the friction, but with this, it creates a nice enough moisturized layer and enough slip so I can just massage my face until my heart's content and where I feel like a lot of the grit has been removed. I'll definitely do a demo of this in an upcoming video because I think it's really cool for those of you that are into removing grit from your face. But yeah, I have been gatekeeping this for quite some time. It's been in and out of my skincare collection for a few years now, and I love it. The next skincare favorite of 2023 is something I actually mostly use for my hair, but I most definitely appreciate it for my skin, and that is the Alteya Organics Organic Bulgarian Rose Water Hydrolyte Concentrate. I've gone through so many bottles of this, again, mostly for my hair. I spray it all over my scalp and my strands before I blow dry my hair. I did a whole brand new hair care routine. If you're interested in that, I'll leave a link to it in the description box down below. For skincare, I mainly like using this as a refresher throughout the day. I decant it into a little spray bottle and take it with me. During the warmer months in particular, the dead of summer when it was so hot and I felt so gross, what I did was I sprayed the rose water onto a tissue. I would wipe my face with it and then reapply sunscreen. That alone refreshed my face so much. My skin felt so much better. It felt not as heated because, you know, from the sun's rays being out and about, my skin can get a little bit overheated. Doing that where I applied a significant more amount of this rose water really helped. And because I've repurchased it so much throughout this year, I thought it really deserved a spot in my 2023 skincare favorites. The next set of skincare favorites for 2023 are serums. So these ones I will talk about first. I mentioned them in my current skincare favorites of 2023. It's the Kibela Naturals Vitamin C and Niacinamide Serum. This is a Bulgarian brand that sells throughout Europe. I picked up the vitamin C serum, which contains ascorbyl glucoside, and then for the niacinamide serum, it contains niacinamide as well as kojic acid. I would use these on the nights I was not using tretinoin, and I would use them together because this is a vitamin C derivative, and even then it's already been debunked a handful of times that vitamin C and niacinamide in general can be used together. So what I've really enjoyed about these two serums in particular, both are emptied, is that in conjunction with a high UVA protecting SPF that I will mention in this video, my skin really not only brightened in complexion, but any dark freckles I developed at the beginning of summer pretty much disappeared. Not 100%, but it cleared up a lot. Usually a high UVA SPF does that for me, but I find with the use of these two serums in particular, it cleared a lot faster. It's been a long time since I used a dedicated vitamin C and niacinamide serum, and having used these two from Kibela Naturals, it really revived my love for the ingredients. The third serum that I really loved for the year of 2023, and it made such a difference on my skin, even my mother-in-law complimented and said, your skin is literally glowing. It is this drugstore item right here. It is the Skincyclopedia 10% Matrixyl 3000. When I first started using this, I noticed right away how good my skin looked. It basically looked like I took a drink of water and it went to my skin right away. That's why my mother-in-law said your skin is glowing, because this immediately gives a very healthy glow to the skin. I also find with continued use, it actually brightened my skin as well. And because my skin looked bright, even, and well moisturized, my overall complexion just looked really nice and smooth and less textured. However, this serum was too much of a good thing because I started using it day and night thinking there would not be a problem because I used it so much that I thought, well, my skin is fine. But it's actually this serum here that caused my skin to become sensitized once again, and I started experiencing that really severe dehydrated feeling on my skin, like the tight, painful kind, all because I overused an active. Lesson definitely learned with that. So I use this serum at night on rotation with the tretinoin I have in my skincare routine and a Niod CA-IS3. I'm still trying to finish up that serum, but it's near the very end, so I'll probably get there soon, and we'll most definitely have it in an empties video for this year. But in the meantime, I'm just gently rotating this in my nighttime routine, trying not to overuse it, even though I love the results it gives my skin. I have two moisturizers here that I loved for the year of 2023 and still do for this year. Both of them are repurchases. One is a most definite repurchase, like I'm talking more than 5 bottles at this point. Both have niacinamide in the ingredients list as the main active, and they're both a gel cream texture. I would say just one is a bit more emollient than the other. So let's start off with the Dr. G Red Blemish Clear Soothing Cream. Like I said, this is my second tub of this moisturizer. I first started using this moisturizer back in 2021. I really liked how cooling it felt on my skin, and I did notice a calming effect, especially when I was doing the sessions of CO2 Fraxel Laser. I decided to test this moisturizer on my skin during that time, and it did not irritate my skin at all. At a point in time where my skin was the most sensitive, I was able to rely on this moisturizer to calm my skin down and just refresh it from the heat I was feeling from those procedures. I tried a lot of gel creams in the year of 2023, and I would say for all the ones I went through during the warmer months, this one was most definitely my favorite. It sufficiently moisturized my skin, cooled my skin down, provided a nice even complexion, and just a little glow on my skin. Nothing super glowy or I felt greasy, just a nice healthy glow. As for the second moisturizer, it is the CeraVe Facial Moisturizing Lotion PM. I have featured this in my 2018 skincare routine back when I first started to take my clear skin journey very seriously, started using a prescription strength retinoid to help deal with my acne. And this is one of the moisturizers I picked up and have picked up so many times since and have recommended to friends and family. It is as elegant as I just remembered it, a gel cream texture containing niacinamide and the various ceramides, of course. That's what one expects from a CeraVe product. And it's the ceramides actually that makes this moisturizer a touch more emollient than the Dr. G Clear Soothing Cream. So because of that, I thought it would be suitable for the colder months just to have that little extra emollients in my moisturizer. And because I used this so much in the past, I knew it would not congest my skin at all. I love both of these moisturizers a whole lot, but if I had to pick one that I would repurchase, especially because, you know, both are almost near the end, it's most likely going to be the CeraVe PM Facial Lotion just because it's easier to buy. I can just go to my local drugstore and pick this up, whereas with the Dr. G one, I do need to order it online. Having said that, the next time I make an online purchase of Korean skincare, I most definitely will be picking this up. Finally, onto the last category of skincare favorites for 2023. That is sunscreen. Just like the cleansers and pretty much everything else I featured, I could not just decide on one because all of these I reached for quite a bit in the year of 2023 and has made a difference for my skin. I'm going to start off with the one I pretty much loved the most. That is the Avène Intense Protect SPF 50 plus very high protection. This is the sunscreen I was talking about when used in conjunction with the vitamin C and niacinamide serum. This sunscreen did such a good job at evening out my complexion and helping to fade the dark freckles on my face. Unlike the sun cream from Avène that I tried last year, what I really like about this one is that it does not have a fragrance in it. I found over time that the fragrance from the sun cream was bothering me. So this one does not have fragrance. It also doesn't have alcohol in it. So there's no type of alcohol-y smell to it. And there's actually just not really a scent to it at all. It's pretty neutral. So one of the main things I really liked about using this. Next thing was the texture. Although I don't like the packaging it comes in, it was a fluid-like product, not as thin as the La Roche-Posay fluid one, just a little bit thicker, but it spreads all over my skin and neck really easily. I was able to apply this without using a mirror. I obviously used my phone to check if I applied it nicely, but for the most part, I could confidently apply this without issue. And because this has a yellow tint, I find it does a lovely job at subtly evening out my skin tone. The one thing I just dislike about this really is how shiny it makes my skin, but it didn't bother me enough that I would stop using this. Overall, I think once I'm done with this bottle, I would probably purchase it again. If you are interested in a more in-depth review, I've already done so I will leave a link to that in the description box down below. The second sunscreen I really liked for 2023 is the La Roche-Posay Anthelios UV Moon 400 SPF 50 plus. So this is also a high UVA protecting sunscreen. Definitely not as big as the Aven one, but I still love it just the same, even though I go through it more quickly. Primarily because this one is travel friendly. When I did go to Greece for a week to see a friend for her birthday, this is the one I packed in my skincare carry-on. Again, that is another video I made, so I will leave a link to that in the description box down below if you are interested in watching what I brought. Anyways, I noticed this hydrating cream is pretty popular among those with a drier skin type, and back earlier this year when I was under the assumption that I was still of a drier skin type, I picked this up, now being told by 3 different skin experts, including a dermatologist, that I am primarily an oily skin type and pretty much always have been with dehydration. This still worked well for my skin. I never noticed any congestion on my face. And for a good chunk of the summer, I was able to just use this on its own as a standalone moisturizer plus SPF. The same goes with the Aven Intense Protect. Both of these I found moisturized my skin enough, especially during the summer months, that I didn't really need to do much else in my skincare routine. The Aven one leaves a more borderline greasy finish, whereas with the La Roche-Posay one, I found it to be a more natural glowy finish, so not as intense as the Aven one. It was definitely an easier finish to deal with, and it also set faster than the Aven ones. The last sunscreen I've been really loving for the year of 2023 and that I'm almost done with is the Beauty of Joseon Relief Sun Rice Plus Probiotics SPF 50 plus PA4 plus. I really missed using a cosmetically elegant Asian sunscreen in my skincare routine when it comes to the winter months and I don't need as significantly high of a UVA protection that these ones give. That's when I will incorporate an Asian sunscreen a bit more. It's not to say that this doesn't have high protection. It's just that when in Europe, the European sunscreens perform a lot better, especially during the summer months. The Beauty of Joseon sunscreen definitely has the most elegant texture out of the 3 sunscreens I am mentioning. The others are not bad, but when it comes to extreme ease of use and no fuss, the Beauty of Joseon one does exactly that. So that's why I've been pretty much reaching for it non-stop in my skincare routine. I really like this sunscreen. I have been thinking about the Round Lab one. Apparently it's very similar, maybe a smidge more moisturizing. Maybe I will pick it up in the future once I'm done this, but overall very happy to reintroduce an Asian sunscreen in my skincare routine, and I'm glad it was the Beauty of Joseon one. I totally get the hype. That is it for my 2023 skincare favorites. When it comes to products themselves, in the year of 2023, I also decided to treat myself to some cosmetic treatments, and I will go through those because every one I did was definitely a favorite. I have a list of the treatments I did on my face this year, and the first one, there was quite a bit of stuff that was done, and I have not experienced a facial since I was 18 years old. I'm 33 now and I got this facial at 32, so I'm just looking to see what happened. So after she washed my face, she did extraction. So she had a steamer going down on my face to open up the pores, just making sure that whatever was extracted can be more easily done and less painful. It was still painful, but the steam helps. And it was actually then that I was first told that my skin is definitely mostly primarily oily. I chose a really bad moisturizer that day to use. I chose a very rich moisturizer when it was really hot and a rich sunscreen. So my skin looked very greasy, and I think I did congest my pores that day. So that was the first time I was told that I had a primarily oily skin type with dehydration. But anyways, moving on throughout the facial, I then got a clay mask done. After the clay mask, the facialist used a high frequency wand all over my face with some gauze blocking the way. It's supposed to create more ozone. I have experienced that before, so that wasn't a surprise for me, but I still liked that she used it because I do like the effects from a high frequency one. After the high frequency, she used a cryo ionized machine, which is basically massaging my face with a cool metal ball. It felt so good. It was without a doubt my most favorite part of the facial. It was quite cold, but I really liked it. After that, she then used a sheet mask on my face. After the sheet mask, continued with the rest of the skincare. I'll show a before and after here if I still have it, but basically my face looked like it had a lit from within glow. It looked really hydrated, more plump. My pores looked more minimized because again, my skin was more hydrated. The skin cells were filled, so pores looked great. Overall skin looked really good, and that effect lasted a few days to around a week. So I was really happy with that facial. It was definitely pampering, especially after years of not doing a facial, so we'll most definitely do that again. The second cosmetic treatment I had done in the year of 2023 was the biorejuvenation mesotherapy. I did do a full video on this, which I will leave in the description box down below. Basically, the dermatologist injected an ampule all over my face and neck to primarily help rehydrate my skin because, like I said, there was a certain serum that I overused that ended up sensitizing my skin, causing more dehydration. Also, going into the winter months with the heat on, I wasn't using a humidifier, so various circumstances led to my skin becoming severely dehydrated once again. So I got that mesotherapy done to instantly rehydrate my skin, which it did. And it also is supposed to help the skin produce its own collagen. It was supposed to help with acne, yada yada. Overall, I loved it. I loved what it did for my skin. Within a few days, I already saw the glow on my skin, and I noticed that there was more volume on my face here. Even my husband noticed a difference in my skin. So while I hope to not get it again in terms of severe dehydration, right now my skin's been feeling completely fine, even with the heat on. I would consider getting it again because I do like how it gave my skin a glow and it definitely plumped up my skin more. So would probably consider it again in the future. The last cosmetic treatment I got in 2023, I got two of them actually. It is a TCA superficial peel. TCA, I forgot what the full word is, but it was at 35%. It's supposed to be very good for acne scars. It also contained some other ingredients in it to help brighten my skin, reduce any inflammation for acne, help reduce pigmentation, be, anti-aging and all that stuff. I found that facial to be so gentle and I really loved the effects I got afterwards. I did take a picture of my face after the facial, which I will leave here. Was really impressed by it and I thought it was perfect, especially after the summer months when, again, I freckle easily and I just needed something to really help brighten and even out my complexion. So with all the facial cosmetic treatments I've done in 2023, all of them 10 out of 10 would recommend. I felt so good after getting each one of those facials or treatments, and I most definitely recommend it to you all to try. I've already recommended it to some friends as well. All right, now that is the end of my 2023 skincare favorites. As always, I hope you find videos like this helpful and informative, or overall you just enjoy them in general. If you did, please be sure to give this video a like, subscribe to my channel down below for future videos. Please leave a comment letting me know what your favorites for 2023 were. I would love to read about it. Anyways, that's it for this video. See you all soon. Ciao.